Welcome. I want to do a 15-minute mat work, which can also be done on your bed, for people that have low back pain. I want you to feel like, okay, if my back's hurting, 15 minutes, I can get rid of that. And that's what we're going to try to achieve today. Just through some gentle, feeding the blood. You know how I am about that blood flow. From all the studies I've done, the more blood that gets to a sore or injured spot, the faster it's going to heal. That's the point of massage, the point of acupuncture. So you notice here, I'm just soothing my spine by rocking back into it and forth. In fact, I even want you to bring one heel in and one heel in and one heel out and one heel out. Just again, to get blood into those hips, because if they're tight, yowza, I'm going to pull on that low back. So grab these and let's get a little bigger stretch, trying to straighten that spine, round back again. Oh, that feels good. And straighten that spine. Use these thighs to straighten it, because this is where our norm is at our age, and we're trying to not let that happen, not let those discs crush down on one another. And around back. Whew. Relax a little bit and just twist side to side. That feels good in the hips. I want to take your hands and grab one side of either thigh and then just pull away from it. You're going to pull on the latissimus dorsi in your back, the rhomboids in your shoulders, and straighten up that spine again, massaging it, and then back again. Oh boy. Other side. Grab. A lot of you have arthritis in your back. Great way to get the blood going so that arthritis can't keep diminishing your spine. And rock back and straighten up. Straighten out those legs a little bit. Give me 2 fists and just straighten and stretch those calves and hamstrings, lengthening them out. Nicely done. Let's open up those hips and just gently rock side to side. That feels good, yes? Feet back out. I want you to just creep down your legs. Reach for your laces slowly, feeling again, before the hurt, just a gentle tension in that back, so you're letting it lengthen out, not pulling. Come back up. Let's stretch a little bit side to side to get those obliques, because they all feed into the back. Side to side. Good. Let's go a little bit over on an angle. Hug that knee for me. And up and over and hug that knee. Really reach up high if you can. If the back hurts, just keep it low and gentle. And up. And you notice these are like flowy moves. I'm not doing a lot of holding right now because I'm just trying to get the blood into the low back. Again, feet together. I want you to place your elbows above your legs and just press up first this time. Feeling a force in those hips to strengthen them. Relax them out and then press out. Gently twist over one leg. Feel that pull on your hip and back. And that pull is good. It means the muscle's going back to its normal position. When you sleep, those muscles shrivel, they atrophy up, and then they pull on your low back. And rather than be miserable all day, why not take 15 minutes and just relieve that back pain? Your day goes so much easier. Let's take our 2 arms out and go around the outside of our legs and round down. Drop that head. Head weighs at least 5 pounds, so it's pulling on that spine. Give me some gentle shoulder rolls. One direction. Just a little self-soothing. Feels so good. I want you to go back onto your elbows. Bring those feet in gently. Start rotating your hips side to side. Just again, to give it some blood flow in those hips. And it feels good. It feeds right into the lower vertebrae. 33 vertebrae, right? So a lot can be going wrong in that back. So we want to get it aligned, get the blood into it. Oh, that felt good. While you're doing that, let's all come to one hip and go down to the mat. Oh, right, just relaxing. And we're going to just do some gentle movement with this knee in front and this knee in back. You definitely feel that iliopsoas when you take it back. So many of my students say their hamstrings and their quads are tight. This is a great one. Now you can keep doing this, or if you want a little more stretch, straighten that leg and bring it out. Oh, now we're feeding into the gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, and bring it forward. I can feel the tightness. This is my grouchy hip, I call it. Just unlocking it. Now, if your back hurts, somebody said, do I have to straighten that leg? Not at all. If your back is hurting so much, you don't want to pull on it so much that you get it angry. So keep it bent. But let's finish with a little stretch of that leg in. And then a little stretch of it back. Nothing fancy. There's a lot more we could do here, but remember, we're just going to do a 15-minute fix of that back for now. We're going to gently roll over to the other side. I'm going to flip around so you can still see me. And then we're going to do the other side. Get comfortable, because why not? And if you're on the bed, you're really comfortable. You're going to swing that leg gently front and back, a bent knee. You can feel the low back muscles. You can feel the hamstrings, the hip joints. Just soothing it, unlocking it, not really holding it, just feeding it the blood it needs. Straighten that leg if you like for a longer stretch, especially in those glutes. And then swing it back. Feels so good on that low back. And swing it forward. And you're strengthening that quad and hip as well, which is always a good thing. And hug this in. Oh, nice release of that hip and glute. Very good. We're going to come up to all fours now and just do a little bit up here of trying to elongate that back. Again, watch that you're not rounded right now. It's like you could hold a teacup on it. And I want you to start shifting those hips side to side. You should feel that back, yes? Good. Bring your hands a little further in and let's round, just like a cat. Oh, round that spine as much as you can. And then arch it out. And let's even take a little upward glance. And round that spine again, pulling back away from those hands. And a little forward motion and arch, because of course you know we're going to end up back in child pose. I want you to leave these arms in front though for a minute and feel a stretch through those shoulders before you start dragging them in. Right through into the lymph nodes. So important to keep those lymph nodes open. Now if you would like to sit back. How far back? Everybody's different. Constant question I get. I can't go all the way back. We don't really care. All we're going after is the stretch. I always tell my classes we're not auditioning for Cirque du Soleil here. We're just trying to feel good. Oh, that does feel good, yes? I want you to come up and gently go to one corner. Let's go to your right corner and put the left hand on front and gently pull away from that. Again, this is a great one to do on the bed. Maybe it's a morning where, oh man, I cannot get down to the floor and get back up. My back is so bad. So do what you can on the bed. And then pull in the opposite direction. Again, feeling wonderful, right? We're going to go back down because very important are stretches on that back. I do want to mention here, I'm not going to take the time to do it today, but a lot of folks don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that their back pain might be caused by flabby abdominal muscles. I suggest 3 times a week minimum you work on either just crunches without lifting your head, because I know some of you do not like this neck motion. You've got cervical problems or arthritis in that neck. So I will be posting a video for standing crunches for those people, and crunches you can do not using your neck, but we're not going to take the time today. But remember, at least 3 times a week, doing some crunches. Promise me. All right, we're going to get comfortable here, and again, a little more back tension release. I want you, like we did when we were seated, again, just rock those legs, knees side to side, but this time we're just going to relax into one of them. Take a deep breath and just let go of any stress. Let those knees drop a little more. Squeeze this transverse muscle as you change sides. Every opportunity you can get to work that transverse muscle is going to keep that tummy flat. Nice soothing stretch of the spine, hips, wherever you're tight. Everybody feels it in a different area. Oh, let's gently bring these knees in. Again, my favorite on the bed or almost anywhere to stretch this. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently pull them in a little further. Oh, set your feet down. Favorites, of course, bridging up. Squeeze those hips to the ceiling. Stretching across the front of those hips. Feel the stretch in your quads. And you're actually strengthening those hips. We're going to gently roll down each vertebrae at a time. Why? Because we're kind of just a little massaging of sending blood into them. Lift them up again, but this time we're going to, when we're at the top, let's lift up our toes and stretch up higher, so we're stretching out our shins as well. Squeeze those glutes so we're pushing the blood to that area as well. And set those toes down and gently roll down. Grab those hands overhead for me. Take them up to the left corner and your knees to the right. Let your head again follow your hands, so you're stretching and using those neck muscles. Relax into it. Again, great one on the bed, folks, great one. Especially if low back pain is keeping you awake at night. Squeeze that transverse muscle, hands to the ceiling, and just reverse it. Such a good stretch all around, spine, hips, neck, shoulders. Okay, we're just about ready to finish up here. Every day in some form, you should be stretching that hamstring and quad. So we're going to gently take that leg overhead. Can your leg be bent? Yes, it can. But notice if you straighten it, you get an even longer stretch. But either way, if it's bent or straight, you're going to get a stretch in the low back. Press that heel toward the ceiling. Again, at home, you have the time to hold these longer. The new recommendation is 30 seconds, which for some of us that are on the move so much, that's a little challenging. I want you to use this hand and just gently ping pong that hand back and forth. Again, unlocking that hip joint so you feel this IT band right across here. You might even want to take and massage that IT band if you feel for any soreness, and massage it out, rubbing out the pain. That's what massage is all about. Oh, let's gently set that heel on that knee. I want you to lift your hips up a little bit and think of greasing them, sashaying those hips side to side to break up any tension in that spine. Depending on your day, you can either just set them down and stretch that knee out or pick up that other foot and stretch. Now this is my crabby hip, so it's saying I'm not going to go much further than this today. Some of you I know can pull that way up if your hips are loose enough. Hold it a few seconds and relax. But remember, if it hurts, don't stretch it into the hurt. Don't be ripping that tendon or ligament. Oh, stretch the other leg up. You can feel the pull through your hamstring, your gluteus maximus. Flex that heel to the ceiling because that pulls the muscles even longer. Again, use your hands. Why? Because right now I'm not trying to strengthen the lower back or put any stress on it. I'm concentrating on this inner thigh and outer thigh and the hip joint and the iliotibial band. So I'm taking that across. stretching it on top of that. Again, easy to do on the bed if you don't want to go to the floor. Lift these hips up just a little bit and start feeding that spine some range of motion. Just unlocking it. Kind of think of a screw that's in its hole and you're trying to loosen it up so it's not knotted there. It has a freedom of movement. Gently press it out. You can grab under your thigh or the tibia, whichever works for you. Now, a little thing I like to do is I know which hip is tighter. We're always trying to maintain balance within our body because that's where injuries happen, when we're out of balance. So I want you to go back to that hip that felt a little tighter than the other and redo it so that it tries to catch up with the good hip. Kind of just unlock it and again, stretch it up and hold it. Whew. Let's just relax. Now, if that's enough for you, that's perfectly well. We're just going to roll to one side, the fetus position, and want you to keep your eyes on the floor because we just don't want a change in blood pressure so fast that we get dizzy. So by looking at the floor and taking a deep breath, you should avoid any dizziness coming up from the floor because that is one reason people won't go to the floor. They get dizzy. Let's just finish like we started, but when we straighten this time, we're going to stretch that spine and flat back forward and roll that spine, just like you were rowing a boat. Roll these back, stretch it up, and roll. Feels wonderful. Stretch over, and each time I want you to come closer to that elbow on the mat. See if it's quite possible to get that elbow right down on the mat. Don't let this hip come with you. Keep it down, and you'll feel a great stretch. Same thing, we're going to go over the top and go forward, dropping that head, breathe in, and drop forward. A little shoulder to finish, just round, and bring them back. And hold 2 plates, dump those plates, and bring those shoulders forward. Cross these arms, lift that spine, take the elbow across, and take the elbow across. And I hope you feel ready for your day. Your low back pain has diminished. And do this whenever you feel low back pain coming on, even if you do part of it. Better than, again, living with the pain. Thanks for joining me today.